Have you ever had that feeling like you're just playing a role in your own life? Well, today, we're going to dive into a blueprint for building a life that actually feels like yours, not just one that looks good from the outside. It's all about designing a life based on who you really are.
It's such a common feeling, isn't it? You've worked so hard. You've checked all of the right boxes, the job, the accomplishments, but there's still this nagging feeling that something is off. You get to the top of that ladder, you look around, and the view is just not what you thought it would be.
So what do you do? Well, the sources we've looked at for this explainer have a pretty radical idea. They say true success isn't about totally reinventing yourself or finding a new wall to climb. Nope, it's about rediscovering the person you've always been and then finding the courage to actually live that way.
It really boils down to these two different paths. You've got external success, which is all about chasing things, the money, the fancy titles, what other people think of you. And then you've got authentic success. That's an inside job. It's about alignment and fulfillment. The problem? Most of us are taught to chase the first one, and that's exactly why we end up feeling so lost.
Okay, so how do we actually make that shift from the external to the internal? Well, it all starts with a really crucial first step: learning to tell the difference between two powerful voices that are always competing for your attention.
Let's think of it this way. Your small me is kind of like your own personal bodyguard. It's that voice of fear, of caution, always on the lookout for danger, telling you to play it safe. But your big me? That's your inner visionary. That's the voice of your real potential. It's bold, it's creative, and it's always pushing you to grow.
And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. Your small me isn't the bad guy. It's just trying to protect you. Real power comes from learning to hear that voice, say, hey, thanks for looking out for me, and then consciously handing the steering wheel over to your big me when it's time to make those big life decisions.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And giving your big me the microphone isn't just about changing your mindset. It's also about intentionally designing your world, your environment, to support that authentic voice. Let's take a look at what that means.
Every expert we looked at was crystal clear on this. Your environment is this massive force that can either empower your big me or completely shut it down. I mean, think about it. It's pretty hard to feel creative in a cluttered mess or optimistic when you're surrounded by complainers. That's why building a supportive environment is so critical.
So here's a quick checkup for your life, broken down into 4 key areas. First, your circle. Are the 5 people you hang out with the most lifting you up or dragging you down? Second, your boundaries. Are you protecting your own energy? Third, your space. Is it a place that helps you focus or is it a source of chaos? And finally, your time. Are you actually investing it where it counts?
All right, so you've started doing the inner work. You're building a supportive world around you. Now comes the fun part. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's time to take action and turn that vision into reality.
We've all heard this a million times, right? But let's be honest, how many of us really treat our time like it's our most valuable currency? In a world that is literally designed to distract us, getting a handle on your time is one of the most powerful moves you can make.
20. Just let that number sink in. 20 minutes. Research shows that every single time you get interrupted, it takes a full 20 minutes to get back into that state of deep focus. Just imagine how much time gets torched every single day from those harmless little notifications. It's staggering.
But here's a super simple, super powerful way to fight back. It's called the night before rule. Just take a minute or two each evening to decide on your top priorities for the next day. I'm telling you, it is an absolute game changer for waking up with clarity and purpose.
I love this. It's a huge reminder that action is what turns dreams into reality. But let's be real, taking action is scary. That's when all the what-ifs start creeping in. What if I mess up? What if I fail? And this is where we need a major mindset shift. The most successful people out there, they don't run from failure. They actually lean into it. They get that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's just a step on the path to success.
So how do you learn to fail forward?
Well, it's a pretty simple 3-step loop. First, just observe what happened, without beating yourself up. Step 2, adjust. Figure out the lesson and change your approach. And step 3, persist. You get right back in there with what you just learned.
Now this is a game-changing reframe. Instead of asking yourself, oh, why did I fail? Try asking these 2 questions instead. What did I conquer, and what did I learn? The first one honors your courage for even trying, and the second one turns every single setback into a lesson.
We have covered a ton of ground, from getting aligned on the inside to taking action on the outside. But there's one last, really crucial piece of the puzzle: purpose. It's about channeling all that personal growth into something that's bigger than just you.
You know, all the sources we studied point to the same powerful truth. The deepest, most real fulfillment doesn't come from what we get, it comes from what we give. This is where you shift from just being successful to becoming significant. This is how you start building a legacy.
So here are 3 huge questions to help you find that path. And I mean it. Really take a moment with these. What are you naturally good at? How can you use those gifts to help other people? And what do you want to be remembered for? The answers to these questions, that's the real blueprint for your best life.
And to help all of this sink in, here's a simple but really powerful reminder you can use every day. It's about remembering that you are already capable. You are already enough. This journey isn't about becoming someone new. It's about having the guts to be who you've been all along.
So there you have it, the blueprint for a more authentic, more fulfilling life. But a blueprint is just a plan on paper until you start building. So as we wrap this up, the only question that really matters is this: what's the one small step you can take today to start building a life that truly feels like your own?